Hey everyone, it's Panfish Guy and welcome back to PFG Fishing. Well, I've been having a little bit of a mental health crisis with this whole social distancing thing, so I endeavored to do a little social distancing of my own variety. As this thing goes longer, I'm going to have limited fishing opportunities, so I have to work with what I can. I have vacation this week, but most of it's going to be spent staining our fence and doing other yard work. But one can only do so much yard work, right? I set out to go fishing while having minimal contact with anyone. I did have to go to a tackle shop for bait and stopped at a self-service ice kiosk along the way. Otherwise, the closest I got to anyone was when I was waiting for another guy to load his boat at the boat ramp and a guy that was tailgating me on the way down there. So I set out to go spider rigging. Surface temperature was 58 degrees with a stiff wind out of the west at 20 miles an hour with 30-mile-an-hour gusts. I used my drift socks and they worked well when I was going with the wind, but with this being a small lake, it was hard to keep going in one direction for very long. I caught a few random fish here and there, but I really didn't find any concentrations of fish. So after a few laps around the lake and fighting with the wind, I decided to take a different approach. I tied the back of the boat off to brush on points on the west side of the lake where the wind was coming from and let the wind push the nose of the boat out over the point. I set my poles out of the front, so sort of a stationary spider rigging setup, if you will. It sure beat fighting the wind while trolling. I picked up several fish on each of the 3 points I've tried and picked up a double on one of the poles. That's always fun. I threw back 15 small ones, ended up keeping 12 for the day. Made a nice dinner for the next evening. So I had talked in my riggings video on my spider rigging series about how sometimes fish don't pull your pole straight down, and that's why I like to use a bobber. And this is a prime example of it. This fish swam up with the bait, and if I was not using a bobber, it's likely I never saw that bite. Check it out. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, short and sweet this week. I'm going to do one more video for the spider rigging series, sort of a putting it all together thing. And I did sneak out for a little bank fishing at a local private lake too. Hey everybody, don't forget to check out our friends at my724outdoors.com on the web and Facebook. And check out my Facebook and Instagram pages. Also coming soon, panfishguy.com. Hey, knock it off!